Now at 10, Jomo Pride Fest continues today. We'll take you to some of the events. Plus, the community of Diamond, Missouri gathers at Diamond High School for Gem City Days. And Pitt State students hold a duck and Jeep derby at Guerrilla Village.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Snowy. Joplin's inaugural Pride Fest continues today in downtown Joplin. Today, Jomo Pride Fest kicked off with a Pride March, a drag show featuring stars from the hit TV show RuPaul's Drag Race, and even a costume contest. Local vendors and food trucks lined the streets, and a few churches were in attendance to show their support.
It's hard to get visibility in a community like this, but shutting down Main Street, having the city be so supportive, having so many organizations take part in it, it was really emotional. It was really kind of breathtaking, the colors that we had downtown.
Pride means to me like being able to love who I love and show my children that they can be whoever they want and not have to worry about anybody getting into the way of that.
Jomo Pride Fest will end tomorrow with Pride in the Park hosted by Landreth Park. Gem City Days kicked off this morning at Diamond High School. The event began with a parade and lasted throughout the day with various activities for the whole family to enjoy. It included a cornhole tournament, car show, and a bounce house and blow-up slide for the kiddos.
As just a participant, as a community citizen that's visiting, I'm enjoying walking around looking at the booths. I loved being in the parade. I was very honored to be thought of to be the Grand Marshal, and so that was fun.
The event had more than 20 sponsors and vendors. The George Washington Carver National Monument today hosted Prairie Days. The purpose of the event is to educate the community of Carver's history and childhood through demonstrations and various activities. It included basket and apple cider making, knitting, and wood carving. Children were also able to play with old-fashioned toys and games.
Prairie Day is a wonderful community event that we hold here at George Washington Carver to commemorate the lifestyles of southwestern Missouri rural people during George Washington Carver's childhood years.
The event began at 10 a.m. and wrapped up around 3 p.m. A knife competition was held in Columbus, Kansas today. Contestants were judged on their ability to cut through 2x4s, tennis balls, heavy-duty ropes, and water bottles. Over 25 Forged in Fire alumni attended, as well as Judge Jay Nielsen from the famous TV show Forged in Fire.
Forging was kind of a lost art form until a few years back, and some people started making their own Damascus again. I'm a member of the American Bladesmith Society, and we're kind of geared towards keeping the tradition of the forged blade. We make our own Damascus, and we're heating the steel and beating it over an anvil and doing it the old-fashioned way, and it makes a really strong blade.
Young bladesmiths also had the opportunity to learn and gain knowledge from master smiths. Special Olympics and Pittsburgh Police partnered together to host a Duck and Jeep Derby. The event had multiple contests, which included Best Jeep. It was judged by a 9-year-old Special Olympic athlete. They also had raffle prizes like a set of 35-inch tires and a Jeep rack. Anyone with a Jeep was allowed to register for the event.
So our job as police officers and sheriff's deputies is to raise money and awareness for Special Olympics. So what we do is we do different events, the polar plunge, torch runs, tip of cops. We do all this stuff, and we're always trying to come up with new ideas. So Danny came up with this new idea, and we're going to run with it. Hopefully this one takes off and we're able to do more across the state because the more money and the more events we do for our Special Olympic athletes, it funds them to be able to participate in all their sporting events.
Over 30 Jeeps were registered today, but 75 were projected to be in attendance. Coming up, we'll meet some of the newest Springfield police recruits as the department looks to fill dozens of positions. The most recent class of recruits at the Springfield Police Department is in the middle of the 6-month police academy, doing technical driving training this week at a local business. Chris Bryan has a look at just how many more officers the department needs.
When this most recent class graduates in December, there will still be 55 openings on the Springfield Police Department.
Now we're just kind of using more techniques, really cutting the steering wheel hard. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's very enjoyable.
Soon the training will be over and these cadets will be fully sworn police officers.
We're looking for the trustworthy, the honest people. We're not looking for saints, we're just looking for honest individuals.
While some departments struggle to fill openings, the Springfield Police Department is seeing a wide range of ages when it comes to applicants.
We have a big age range. In our current academy, we have one of those recruits that is 20 years old right now, but he will turn 21 prior to graduation. And I believe we have up to low 30s in this class.
For Hannah Todd, being a police officer is more than just having fun in the driver's seat. It's what she thinks she can bring to the people of Springfield.
I just think I can be humble, be there for the victims, and just, I'm not the greatest technical or anything like that, but I think that humble and just being very personable is kind of what I've got.
Being a female member of the department, she knows it's also about being a role model.
When I first saw a female officer, then I was like, okay, yeah, there are females in it, we can do this. So I think more and more when there's more officers that are female, I think that'll definitely help.
The department strives for 20 recruits in each class. For Lieutenant Martin, getting quality recruits comes from a variety of factors.
I think a lot of it is the fact that we have increased our starting pay. We're starting at nearly $50,000. And also it's our community that really helps us with that aspect. We have a good reputation. Our recruits that are coming in, we express that to them.
This current class has 17 recruits. The department has a graduation rate of nearly 80%. The Springfield Police Department does pay the cadets while they go through the academy and their field training. That comes up to about $47,000 a year. On top of that, Springfield Police also covers their body armor, their weapons, their gear, stuff like that. And that comes out to over $10,000 for the year. Now the next training class is scheduled to start in January with tests in October and November.
Officers with the St. Louis County Police Department took advantage of the end of the pool season to give their canines water training. The officers took the canines to the River Rapids Water Park to practice water rescues and apprehension techniques. Several pools in the St. Louis area invited people to take their dogs swimming after the facilities closed to humans for the season. There's a new crime fighter in Shawnee County with a nose for sniffing out evidence that can sometimes go overlooked. Lane Gillespie has more.
Let's go to work. This is Goose, a new dog in Shawnee County District Attorney Mike Kagay's office, working in the fight against human trafficking and child sex crimes. He's a scent detection dog, but he smells for something unique.
This little SD drive.
Storage devices. Goose can track down any device with an SD card.
So this is actually a hidden camera within a USB drive. So this has a small SD card in the back.
Goose senses these devices by smelling a chemical spray that is undetectable by humans, but is needed for SD cards to work. He even caught the SD card in one of our cameras. Kagay heard about Goose through Operation Underground Railroad, an organization fighting against sex trafficking and sexual exploitation, primarily among children. Kagay says he was intrigued.
I think this is a great resource, and anytime we have a new process, something that we've not had available before, I think it's incumbent on us to at least consider it. And so when Brad brought me this idea, I was really interested.
Bradley Barrett is a detective in the DA's office and is Goose's handler. Barrett says these small devices can contain a lot of evidence, but often go overlooked.
SD cards nowadays, you can have micro SD cards that can hold a terabyte of data. I mean, we're talking about thousands upon tens of thousands, upon hundreds of thousands of photos that can be stored on one itty bitty little thing. And if you're searching the entire house for this, it's going to be extremely hard to find. But having an asset such as Goose, we're able to, he's able to help us locate these hidden devices to make sure we collect all the evidence. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure we do all we can to stop the exploitation.
After his daily shift, Barrett says Goose is a playful, loving family dog. But when he's on the clock, Kagay says criminals should beware.
I want to make sure that any offenders out there or anyone thinking about doing this sort of crime understands that here in Shawnee County we have this capability. and we will find you, and we will find the devices that you're hiding this material on, and we will prosecute you and hold you accountable for what you've done. So don't do it.
A little later, summer is slowly coming to an end, but the area's sunflower fields are still in bloom. We'll take you to one of them.
What a beautiful start to the weekend with temperatures in the 50s for lows and the afternoon highs. Very pleasant across the area with lots of sunshine. And it looks like we're going to be in for a repeat tomorrow. Let's take a look outside. Starting this morning at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, you can see as we headed through the afternoon, lots of sunshine, blue skies, just a few high thin cirrus clouds floating by from time to time. Just an absolutely gorgeous day and gorgeous sunset. This afternoon we made it up to 86 in Joplin, and 84 is the normal high, so we were slightly above, but we were below on the low, and the records are 149 back in 2004, and unfortunately we're still about 11 inches behind on the rainfall. Nothing on radar right now as far as rainfall. We have to go all the way up to northwestern Kansas before we start to see some storm activity in and around Colby, some severe thunderstorms there. That's part of the next storm system that's getting organized and will be impacting us as we go into tomorrow night and Monday morning. But right now, temperatures are very pleasant in the 60s and 70s with easterly winds across the area. And also the dew points are very pleasant as well, generally in the mid 50s, a few 60s thrown into, and on a dew point tracker, that's basically pleasant to not too bad out there. And looking at the future dew points, we're starting off a little bit dry right now, and that will continue through tomorrow. But then as we go through into Monday, notice the dew points start to increase into the 60s, and especially as we head into Wednesday, the dew points are going to be increasing as well as the moisture. Although over the next 36 hours, rain chances are going to be pretty low until we get tomorrow night into Monday morning. That's when the next chance of rain starts to increase. So taking a look at the upper level flow, here's the storm system. As it drops down from the north and west, that's when we'll see the rain chances increase, and then that system will pass us by, and behind it, some very cool fall-like weather will follow ahead of the next storm system, which is waiting in the wings in the Rocky Mountains, and that's a big rainmaker perhaps for our area on Thursday. So we have several chances of rain in our forecast, and that's pretty good news. Rainfall amounts are expected to be heaviest to the south according to the graph model, and on the European model, it too has the heaviest rain basically along and south of the Kansas-Oklahoma line, but at least everyone will have a shot at getting some scattered showers and storms. Temperatures tonight are going to be very pleasant, generally in the mid to upper 50s across the area. So again, below normal for tomorrow morning. Then as we head through the afternoon, increasing clouds, maybe a shower or two up towards the north and west with highs in the mid to upper 80s. And then as we go into Monday morning, that's when the chance of showers really begin to increase across the area with lows in the 60s. And that continues through Monday afternoon with scattered showers here and there with highs only in the upper 60s and lower 70s. And then on Tuesday morning, the showers start to shift more to the south with lows in the 50s north and 60s to the south. How about the next 7 days? Well, Sunday looks great tomorrow, increasing clouds, then showers on Monday, and then a little bit of a break on Tuesday and Wednesday, only a 20% chance of storms, and then a pretty big chance of showers and storms on Thursday with a 60% coverage, and then on Friday, down to 20%. But notice the highs there, Elise, only in the 70s and lows in the 50s. That's like fall-like weather.
We're getting so close. I mean, obviously we can feel it. I'm enjoying the weather for sure. Thanks, Sam. As we close the book on summer, fall flowers are beginning to bloom. This 2-acre field near Springfield is packed with sunflowers. Miller Farm Park administrators say they've been planting the flowers for several years. The inspiration for the field came after they saw how much people loved the sunflowers in a local farmer's field. The assistant park director says it's easy to see why people love these blooms so much.
They're so bright and cheery. They're a wonderful fall flower. Everybody loves a giant pile of flowers. We've got a giant mound over here for picture taking covered in zinnias, and it's gotten a whole bunch of attention the past month.
It's free to visit the sunflower field anytime during the park's normal hours. If you'd like to take some color home, park workers are hosting several pick-your-own events. Still ahead in sports, Brock Baldridge brings us the latest.
Well, Well, it feels like the season just started, but we are about to the halfway point in the Missouri high school softball season. Earlier this afternoon, a couple of COC rivals got together, and boy, did this game deliver. The 9-5 Joplin Eagles are home against a young Webb City team who is 9-3 on the season. The bottom of the first, Webb City leads 2-0. Bases loaded for Joplin's Ava Wolf, and she clears them. Good piece of hitting there. It's a 3-run double. Joplin leads 3-2. We head to the second inning now. Same score. Abigail Lowry will come up to the plate and clear the deck. See you later. 2-run homer. Joplin leads 5-2. But here come the Lady Cardinals now. Top of the third. Webb City leads 5-3. Sydney Strickland goes down to get it. It falls into right field for an RBI double. Webb City trails 5-4. Now the Cardinals eventually regain the lead. So fast forward to the bottom of the fifth. Webb City leads 8-7, but Jaden Pankow with a game-tying RBI double to right field's 8-8. Top of the sixth inning, Cardinals trail 9-8, but Jensen Pickett, turn and burn, see you later. 2-run home run. The Cardinals lead once again. It's 10-9. Get this, we had 5 lead changes in this game, so the final inning, game's tied. Guess who delivers? Jensen Pickett once again with a 2-run single. The Cardiac Cardinals make yet another comeback as they hang on to win the shootout over Joplin 14-10.
I think it was a great team effort overall. We had a full bullpen. They did what they needed to do, and we had the bats come together when they needed to. Runners in scoring position, I just wanted to hit them in, and I got lucky, and it was right out the middle, so I did what I could with it, and it worked out. It feels good, especially with 2 wins on the day. It feels good that we came in, did what we needed to do.
Over to volleyball now as the Pitt State Gorillas opened their season last weekend in Colorado, but this weekend, Pittsburgh State returns to John Lance Arena for their home opener. The Gorillas won both their matches on Friday earlier this afternoon. So the Gorillas fall on their home floor for the first time this season, losing to Southwestern Minnesota State 3-0. So in the nightcap, the Gorillas are back home in action going against future MIAA opponent Arkansas Fort Smith. So in the first set, Pitt State off to a slow start, but Ivy Fink gets the kill there. She finds some open floor. So then Jaden Jackson here later in the set gets up to Janae Thurston, who takes something off of it there. So later in the first set, Seville Gates rejects this one for the block, and that will tie up the first set. So then we advance to set point now. Gorillas looking to win the set as Jaden Jackson gets it to Seville Gates, and she gets just enough of it as that finds open floor. Pitt State wins set number 1. Then early in the second set, Kate Barn with some authority there. Pittsburgh State bounces back after the loss as they beat Arkansas Fort Smith 3-0. It's another college football Saturday as some of our local Division I teams get back on the gridiron this weekend, while our local Division II teams get the day off as they play their games on Thursday night. Wildcats at home against the Troy Trojans late in the second quarter, 14-3 K-State. What a catch by Troy's Chris Lewis, 21 yards for the touchdown. K-State fans wondering, could this be another Tulane game like last season? So 19 seconds remaining in the first half. Will Howard goes to receiver Phillip Brooks, and he sprints down the sideline as he runs away with a touchdown. K-State. Wildcats lead 21-10 at halftime with some breathing room. So fast forward to the fourth quarter, 28-13 lead for K-State. Howard shovels to Trayshawn Wharton for the touchdown. Email, Wildcats win it 42-13 over Troy. Oklahoma at home against SMU this evening as Dylan Gabriel finds Andrell Anthony over the middle for a 29-yard score. Sooners up 7-0 the first quarter. Then to the second quarter, OU leads 7-3, and Gabriel with a bootleg to Blake Smith. Touchdown OU, 14-3 lead. Still a close game here in the fourth quarter. Sooners lead 14-11, but Gabriel goes to Marcus Major as he says, "Get out of my way." Touchdown Sooners. Close game, but Oklahoma pulls away to beat SMU 28-11. The Kansas Jayhawks were home on Friday night, and once again at David Booth Memorial Stadium. So you can chalk it up as KU play a solid football game as they won this game from start to finish, really. Kansas beats Illinois 34-23. Then the Oklahoma State Cowboys get a late start out west, taking on the Arizona State Sun Devils, and we'll see how long you can stay up for this game. At last check, into the first quarter, Arizona State currently leads Oklahoma State 7-0. Then the Missouri Tigers were home for the second straight week versus Middle Tennessee State. Missouri Skates by the hairs of their chinny chin chin, perhaps looking ahead to K-State next week? We don't know, but however, Old Mizzou gets the job done, winning 23-19. Then the Hogs were home today, taking on the Golden Flashes of Kent State. Not a very high scoring game, but Arkansas takes care of business as they win this one 28-6.
It's an exciting weekend for college
football. Yes, it was a very exciting week for college football. Really exciting softball game earlier this afternoon, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said rock, chalk it up, and as a KU grad, I couldn't agree more. We'll be right back. A Kansas deputy pulled a man over for speeding, but gave him a hug instead of a ticket. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office said that after being stopped for speeding, the driver told the deputy he was going through some personal challenges. In a video posted on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, the driver is crying and asked the deputy, "Can I have a hug?" On the Facebook post with the video, the Sheriff's Office wrote that their deputies, quote, strive to be compassionate while serving our community, end quote. Well, how sweet was that?
That was a great, I wish that would happen to me when I get
home. Me too.
Right? All right, well, we have a beautiful forecast for tomorrow. Increasing clouds with a high of 85. Then the rain moves in, especially Sunday night into Monday morning. Then a little bit of a break on Tuesday and Wednesday with only isolated storms, but a better chance of rain on Thursday. But look at the high, only 70 on Thursday, and then it stays in the 70s the rest of the period of time. I think fall is here to stay. What do you think?
I think so too. It looks good to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like 70s are the perfect weather.
Absolutely, me too.
You know, not the best that we got it so late in the summer. As
we tried.
We tried, certainly. Final sports now.
Well, it's going to be a big matchup next week as Pittsburgh State travels to play Central Missouri as they won their game today. So 2-0 Pitt State's going to take on 2-0 Central Missouri, and I'm saying it right now, Central Missouri is a sneaky team. So Pitt State fans, be ready for that one. It'll be on the road. So excited to see the result of that.
What makes them so sneaky, Brock?
I don't know. Former high school defensive coordinator was a head coach at my high school, so I know a thing or two.
So you're biased. Okay.
Not biased. No, I didn't play for him, so I can't say I did not play for him. So. But I just know one thing: he's won everywhere he's gone. So that's one thing I would advise for Gorilla fans, that it's going to be a really good game. I really think so.
Well, we'll look out for it. Absolutely. Well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us part of your night.